Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week we are going to be reviewing an indicator that is being sold by German Sniper. The indicator has been requested quite a bit, so I have put the other reviews on hold to do this one. Right now we are on the German Sniper Instagram page, and this is where you can see their posts about this indicator and the results that they've been achieving with it. If we just open one of these videos, you can see
this trading
description of it
gives
as
you
well.
the exact pointers about where to sell and where to buy, as you can see from this trade.
So in this video they are showing that there is a level that you need to look at to sell or buy from, and that there's a take profit as well. So if we see here, this is what the indicator looks like on the chart. This is just to show a comparison between the one that they are selling and the one that I am going to be reviewing today. If you click the link over here, you'll be taken to their website, and this is where you'll see how much the indicator is actually being sold for. So it's currently being sold for 395 Rand, down from 800 Rand. But I wouldn't be too worried about getting it on sale or anything, since over here you see that it's 1,500 Rand down to the same price. So I think they might be a little confused as to how much they are selling it for. Let's move on to how it looks on the charts. So here's the indicator on my chart. As you can see, it's the exact same one that is being sold. Right now it is on the 5-minute chart of NAS 100, and I did do some back testing with this indicator. I tested it on Euro USD and NAS 100. I wasn't able to figure out what the indicator uses in order to get its levels. So if you do like understanding what's happening behind the scenes, then unfortunately I won't be able to tell you which indicators this indicator is using to place its levels. So that's why when you do get the indicator, you would need to heavily backtest it, just to get that level of trust going between you and this indicator. So something to note with this indicator, it is a sort of non-repaint indicator, where once a level is set, the level won't disappear immediately or adjust. Only once the market moves heavily in the opposite direction will the indicator reset, and by that point you should already be out of the market. So like you can see on the 5-minute chart, this trade is going in favor, but then on the 1-minute chart the trade isn't going in favor, and your profit and loss over here will tell you exactly how much you are losing or gaining. So you can see that even though the trade isn't going in its direction, the indicator hasn't reset itself yet. Also, since it isn't immediate repainting indicator, it gives you time to actually decide for yourself whether or not you want to enter a trade. So you can judge it based on the candlesticks that you see. So say for instance you saw that it placed its line over here, and then smart buy above here, you would enter on the next candle over here. Since that closed above this line, you could say you don't want to enter here yet. You want to first see that the higher low is created. So once that higher low is created, and then the market pushes through that same level, you could say that this is where you want to enter the market again. So using this indicator, you can still use other rules in order to place entry trades, and then just use the take profit that it gives you. Most of the time, if it is going towards the take profit, it will hit it, and if it isn't going towards take profit, it will repaint itself in a different area. So if we move on to the results of backtesting this indicator, so the pairs that I was using was Euro USD and NAS 100. When backtesting the Euro USD pair, the highest win rate that I got was on the 5-minute time frame. That was a 70% win rate. But then the highest profit that was achieved was on the 1-hour time frame with a 50% win rate, and this was for a total of 20 trades on every single time frame. So what you will notice is that the difference between the time frames would be the projected take profits. The 1-hour time frame has significantly higher projected take profits, and that is why even though it's still 50% of a win rate, the total that you can stand to gain is much higher than the other time frames. So if you are looking for the most profit, you will get it on the 1 hour time frame, because the trades that you're taking will be much longer. But if you are looking for a higher win rate and a bit more of stability, then the 5-minute time frame is what you should be using. And then you get the 15-minute time frame, which is a good middle ground between the two. But personally, I would use the 1 hour time frame, since I like working on the high time frames myself. And then when we move on to NAS 100, I did do 3 tests, but the third one is a bit special. So I only tested it on the 1 minute and the 5-minute time frames, because when you're working with NAS 100, you don't want to be working on the high time frames. You probably won't have enough capital to sustain trades that are that large, since you can even see it with the 5-minute time frame. Some of these trades are quite large themselves. You would need quite a big account to sustain them. So on the 5-minute time frame, you have a 53% win rate, and on the 1 minute time frame, you have a 50% win rate. But what you can see over here is that the total projected take profit of the 5-minute time frame is much higher than the projected take profit of the 1 minute time frame. That's because the trades on the 5-minute time frame are significantly higher than the ones that are on the 1 minute time frame. The highest one over here being 5,000, but then the highest trade on the 5-minute side is 8,000. So on the 5-minute time frame, you will get a projected total of 4,277 Rand. And then on the 1 minute side, you have a 707 Rand total. But while doing these 2 tests, I did notice something, that on the 1 minute time frame, at around 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock and 2:30 until 4 o'clock South African time, the trades become a bit more stable. So that's where we get these results over here. So when using this indicator on the 1 minute time frame, from 9:30 until 11 and 2:30 until 4, your projected win rate is around 80%, with a total take profit of 1,619 Rand. And this was over 10 trades. This yellow block over here indicates that it was a weekend. So even over 10 trades, we managed to get 1,619 Rand with 80% win rate. The total loss was 11,000 pips. That is close to the loss that was obtained when you were trading every single trade on the 1 minute time frame. But the take profit is 20,100 pips, whereas the take profit when trading every trade is 14,375. That is why if I was trading this on NAS 100, I would be using the 1 minute time frame between 9:30 and 11 and 2:30 and 4. So let's just go through some of the trades that were taken. So we just skipped through to the 4th of November, and over here you can see that on the 4th of November there was a 3,000 pip take profit trade, and the drawdown was around 700 pips, and it was a double. I'll show you what that means now. Okay, so here is the trade. It doesn't necessarily need to be at 9:30, it's just the general area. So once you enter the trade over here, your take profit, it will be right around down here, which is in the 3,000 pip region. So you do get a bit of drawdown around 650, but eventually the market does move in the direction you need it to, and we say it's a double because there will be another trade after this, and that one will also go in the take profit region. So I just want to go over what we saw there now. So your entry point won't repaint, but your take profit will. I do suggest having one set take profit, but if you'd like to, you can have a trailing stop, and then as soon as the indicator repaints itself completely, and then you can get out of the market. But my recommendation is to just take the first take profit that appears. Okay, now we are on, once the indicator has repainted itself, this will be the double entry trade. As you can see over there, we opened our buy over here, market retraced a little bit, and then shot up towards the take profit. That is what a double means when I was testing, and this is within the 9:30 to 11 o'clock trading time frame. But now we will move on to the trade that's over here, highlighted in blue. where we had a 5,000 drawdown, still got to take profit, and it was a double trade. So it's highlighted in blue because this is one of the trades where it hit the take profit, but you can notice over here that my maximum stop loss was set to 4,000 pips. So anything over 4,000 pips, I would exit the market, but I'd still like to show you guys this trade. So the trade that occurred over here would be the trade that was taken in our backtesting. So as you can see over here, there's quite a bit of drawdown, around 5,000 pips, and then the market retraces and gets take profit. So the first trade didn't work out too well, but then there will be another trade after this that you can enter there. So on the second trade, it's not as much drawdown as the first trade, only around 1,500 pips of drawdown for a total take profit of around 6,600. So that's what meant by a double. So in the first trade that I showed you at 9:30, there was a double win, and in the second trades from 4:30 there was one loss and one win. So when it does get to that point, we have to decide, if your first trade doesn't go well, you will have to decide whether or not you're going to take another trade within that time frame. It could be, like in this situation, a loss and a win, but it also could be a loss and a loss. And during this time period, the market is very volatile, so you might get 2 4,000 pip losses in a row, or you might get one 4,000 pip loss and then a 6,000 pip recovery trade. Same thing occurs for when taking trades at 9:30. You could get a win and a win, or a win and a loss, or a loss and a loss, or a loss and a win. So it all just depends on what your risk profile is when using this indicator. I would like to go over the trades that would have been taken this week, since you can see that my trading days only went up to the 7th of November. I think it's worthwhile going through what trades could have been in this past week. So on screen is what your trade would have been for the 9:30 till 11 time frame. You would have entered the market at this level, experienced some drawdown, and gotten out for 1,700 pips, and that is for the 9:30 till 11 time frame. That was on the 8th of November. Let's move on to the 8th of November, but at 2:30 until 4 o'clock. Also, just to note, that first trade was a sell trade. The second trade within that same period, 9:30 until 11, would be a buy trade, starting over here since it's above that buy area. You'd have gotten a drawdown of around 1,000, and then a take profit of around 6,000. But as soon as the market hits that level, that is when you need to close your trades. Please don't stay in longer than what you should. So this would be the trade that you would take at around 3:30. There was another trade that occurred, but that was a previous trade that happened around 1:45, and it lasted all the way through until around 3:30. This is when the indicator repainted itself. So if there is an entry point that exists before 2:30, you can decide whether or not you want to use it as your re-entry, as in when it gets to hitting that level again, do you want to use it to enter your trade even though it's been open for a while? That's a call you will need to make. I personally would not enter a trade from a previous indication. I would wait for the indicator to repaint itself and then enter the market, like over here. So as you can see, this is where the buy level is. We would enter the market over here. There would be a drawdown of around 179, and the take profit is sitting at around 2,600 pips. So eventually it does get to that level, but you could also see that the take profit level does shift quite a bit So it's very important that you put in your take profit. An example can probably be seen here. It's currently sitting at take profit already, but that line will keep moving as the trades keep moving. So it's very important to set your take profit so that you don't forget where you need to exit the market. So just one final recap. If you are planning on using this on currency pairs, I would recommend using it on the 5-minute time frame. And if you are planning on using it on NAS 100, I will use it on the 1-minute time frame, but specific to these 2 time slots, since that's where it's been most profitable, win rate of 80%. And you could see this in the tests that we did now together. And if it does get a bit confusing, please refer to the backtest that we did for the 8th of November, just as a bit of a reference as to when you would enter, the times you need to work around, and when you would need to enter. When it comes to giving this robot a rating out of 10, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. It doesn't have too many negative aspects about it. I think the main negative point about it is that you can't really see which indicators it's using to show you where to enter the market and exit the market. Another negative thing about this indicator isn't too many entry criteria. It's just if this bar closes above this line, enter the market. It's a very vague instruction. So this sort of indicator I think would be best used within your own trading strategy as a confirmation of where to enter. So if you're already looking for a buy, wait for this sort of indicator to tell you when to buy or sell. The same applies. If you are using it on its own, and then have your own sort of entry criteria. So when I was using it, I only took trades that had a strong push towards the direction that I'm trading in, like these trades over here. So on this first one, there's a heavy upward push. I would enter on that one. Even though there is drawdown, it doesn't really matter, it's part of trading. And then on the second one, there's another heavy push. So something like this bar over here, I wouldn't take an entry on. That would just be my own personal rules. But other than not being able to tell what indicators it's using to place its levels and not having a set entry criteria other than a bar closing above a line, the indicator itself does generate a profit most of the time. And when you do trade it at specific times and be very strict on when you are entering, you can make a decent profit with it. And that is why I'm going to be giving it a 7.5 out of 10. It is beginner friendly and also not beginner friendly, so it's a little bit misleading, but anyone can just apply this to the chart and use it. So even if you were just using it based on what it's telling you, you still might make a bit of a profit, since the win rate when using it blindly is 50%. But what you can never tell is if it's 50%, the losing 50%, whether that is higher in pips than your wins. So you could have a 50% win rate, but your losses are 1,000 pips and your wins are 500. But when you apply your own principles and rules to it, the win rates do go up to 70 and 80% as shown in this video. So when it comes to downloading this indicator, I will be leaving the link in the video description. I will no longer be placing the links in different video descriptions, since that was a bit confusing for other people. So it will be directly in this video's description. It will take you to my Google Drive, and from there you will just need to copy and paste it into your MetaTrader trading indicators folder and apply it to your charts. Thank you for watching this week's review. Goodbye.